Welcome back from break to another edition of the Sentry Second. I'm Kendall Ballin.
And I'm Haley Sawyer. We're here to give you the details from all the stories that you'd actually be interested in.
Glad to be back with you and brand new spanking cameras. We no longer look like we've been taped from the 90s, so you're welcome.
HD is indeed a beautiful thing, Kendall. So let's start things off with a bang, literally.
I like the pun.
Yeah, see what I did there? Anyway, you may have heard about Rick Ross's near-death experience that occurred this past Tuesday. Well, if you haven't, Ross was shot at multiple times in his Rolls-Royce before crashing into a wall. Ross is unharmed but is rumored to have upped his security. The latest development in the story is that rapper 50 Cent claims that the whole thing is a hoax, saying, "Ha ha ha, fat boy hit the building, LOL looks staged to me, no holes in the car."
50 then took to Twitter to further explain his theory and insult Rose. Indeed, there were no bullet holes found in the car, but shell casings, were found near the crash site.
Well, hopefully I'm hoping this sparks some beef between the two because, you know, good beef always makes for good rap music.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I can't wait to see how this pans out.
Angst.
Oh, yes.
Haley, you found this next story, so I'll let you start off again.
All right, gladly. In 1994, it was decided that military women cannot be assigned to small ground combat units. Now, the Pentagon has decided to lift the ban on women serving in frontline combat. It is rumored that today is the day that the decision will officially be announced.
Even though the decision has been made, the military has until 2016 to come up with a good reason that said decision should be overturned. This historic event will cause more positions and jobs to be available for women. However, the availability of such jobs, such as Navy SEALs and Delta Force, may take a little bit longer.
This is a really big advancement for women.
It really is. I mean, it's 2013, and we females are still trying to catch up to the men, but I can see why it's taken so long for the military advancement there.
Understandable. Grand Theft Auto Alabama, anyone? A 24-year-old Alabama man, was arrested for trying to steal multiple vehicles and a few horses. After leaving the hospital and being treated for a DUI crash, the man jumped behind the wheel of an ambulance. He drove the ambulance down a nearby road for a little bit before getting stuck in some mud. The man then proceeded to a nearby pasture to snatch a few horses, and after 2 attempts, he had no luck claiming any of them. But it doesn't stop there. He drove away in a stolen car, but soon crashed it. The same medical staff treated the man, and they immediately called police upon recognizing him.
Let's switch it to a serious note for a bit because it's pretty important. Last Saturday, deadly clashes were sparked when an Egyptian judge officially gave the death sentence to a group of 21 people for their roles in the football riot last year. According to the report, the football incident left 74 dead and 1,000 injured, making it the nation's worst stadium disaster in history. After the sentencing, protesters erupted in the northeastern Port City prison. Riots left at least 20 people dead, including 2 soldiers, and a dozen injured. The clash started when relatives attempted to storm the building in support of their loved ones. Guns were fired and rocks were hurled at security guards, and soon armed forces were rushed to restore peace in public buildings.
The San Francisco 49ers player Chris Culliver has issued a statement about his anti-gay remarks. Culliver had originally said, "No, we don't do gay people on the team. They gotta get up out of here if they do." Not a good move considering the 49ers did an It Gets Better video at the beginning of the season. Along with the team itself, Culliver has released a statement apologizing for what he said. "The derogatory comments I made yesterday were a reflection of my thoughts in my head, but they are not how I feel," the player said. "Those discriminated feelings are not in my heart." Culliver continued to apologize to everyone he offended. Yeah, definitely not a good move, but good attempt in trying to patch things up there.
During BlackBerry Z10 launch event last week, CEO Thorsten Haynes announced that, believe it or not, Alicia Keys is going to be the next creative director for the company. Keys gave the quote, "I'm fascinated by technology. I've always wanted to work directly with a technological company. I wanted to do something where I could grow professionally and personally." According to the pop star, she'll be working directly with developers as well as other artists.
History was made not once, but twice this past weekend at the Winter X Games in Aspen, Colorado. Snowcross rider Tucker Hibbert was the first to reach 6 gold medals in X Games history in the snowcross final event. Later on the same day, snowboarder Shaun White also received his 6th ever gold medal from the Games in the men's snowboarding superpipe final. The 26-year-old landed the same run that earned him a perfect 100 last year, which included the double McTwist. This year, the sporter's final score was only a 98, which is major underachieving for him, I think.
Entourage is back, baby. Warner Brothers gave the go on Tuesday night for a movie version of the hit HBO series that ran from 2004 to 2011. Deals are starting to be made with all of the main cast members. The film will be directed by the series creator Doug Ellin, who also wrote screenplays for series with Mark Wahlberg and Stephen Levinson. And that's about as far as the studio's gotten at this point. There's not even a start date being released yet. But the start of production is still exciting news, and I can't wait to see it.
The hit show How I Met Your Mother has been approved for its 9th season on CBS. Yes, this will also be the last season. And you know what that means. The mother we have all been trying to identify for the past 8 seasons will finally be named. All of the regular actors and actresses will be returning once again for the season. As the president of CBS says, through 8 years, How I Met Your Mother has mastered the art of leading-edge comedy, emotional water cooler moments, and pop culture catchphrases. I don't know about you guys, but I really love that show, and I'm really looking forward to the ending.
Well, the J. Biebs is at it again. A picture surfaced last week from the interwebs of Justin Bieber grabbing a fan's breast while kissing her on the cheek. Yep, you heard right. He's starting another controversy. Of course, he denies everything. So is he telling the truth? Melissa Victor, Bieber's publicist, explains that he did not grab the girl's chest. He was simply moving his hand away after hugging her. Now, it is a coincidence that Bieber's newest album, Believe, the acoustic version, hit stores today. Personally, I think it's just a publicity stunt, but who knows? Now, a start of a new social networking site has controversy stirring. The site's called Social Number and is based solely on public privacy. It's almost like Facebook, but instead of listing your name with a thumbnail of your picture, users are only identified by a number, and that's it.
Here's how it works. To sign up, a user just gives an email address and a date of birth to get their number. Then the user is free to post what are called expressions. It's their version of a status update. Users can post any topic they'd like, or they can search for other users that share their interest.
The creator of the site hopes that it will operate like any other social network site, but by connecting users with real-life connections. The site was created as a private space for those seeking to express themselves freely without the baggage of their online persona. And I can see where they're coming from. I mean, I see our online selves to be an extension of our real-world identities. I always worry about how I look online to others.
Yeah, me too. I totally creep on my profile all the time just to see how other people might think I look.
I'm glad I'm not the only one
yeah,
that does
we
that.
all do it.
And that has been another edition of the Sentry Second.
Check back every Friday on SentryMedia.com to see our lovely faces.
And if you just can't get enough, then thumbs up our Facebook page at RMU Sentry.